Hey, good morning. It's Wednesday. Welcome to another Move Sesh. Oh, it's a little chilly in here today. I didn't turn the heater on thinking, it's pretty mild out actually. I'm not gonna lie. As much as, I'd love some sunshine, and I loved my winter run the other day. It was like a winter wonderland up in Durham Forest. It was just spectacular, sunny, like fresh, beautiful snow, beautiful day. I couldn't stop smiling, but I'm not gonna lie, I love the mild temperatures, even if it isn't the most pleasant conditions. It was icy this morning. Oh my gosh, I was a little nervous that one of us was gonna go down. Morning, ladies. All right, starting out with some nice easy twists, loosening up that spine, loosening up the shoulders, the hips, just kind of getting some blood flow going, right? Just getting warmed up a little bit. Our first round is always just about kind of loosening up the body and really just kind of slowly bringing that heart rate up. So that your body can start to adjust to kind of the higher demands of the workout to come. Increasing blood flow, which delivers oxygen to the working muscles, right? So kind of as you start, one of the things I love about starting with a nice kind of easy first round is as your body's adjusting, your mind can also adjust. And I don't know about you guys, but especially when you're getting started or you're getting restarted, you're coming back, sometimes there's that mental resistance, like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to work out today, is there any reason why I could bail, like what are my excuses kind of thing. And one of the ways that I've learned to overcome that is by just starting out really slow, because if you're not dreading the start, you could get yourself to start, right? But if you start out and it's hard right from the beginning, then that resistance is difficult to get past, to get started. Once you're started, as you know, as the heart rate comes up and as your body adjusts and warms up, it feels better and better, right? So that's why we start with a nice easy first round, nice and gentle, no impact. This, you can be bringing this out soon anyways, but having said that, in the second round, I will start to increase the effort, so I'll start to add a jump to it. And if that's not where you're at right now, like if this is the effort that you can manage, that's doable for you, then you're more than welcome to stick with this effort. It's your workout, it's your session, it's your time. Like I like to always say, like, sometimes we think of working out or exercise as another chore to get done, like another thing we're trying to squeeze into the day, and really it's your time, right? It's your time for you. And so if you can kind of shift that mindset around, oh, it's just another thing I have to do, it's, an obligation, to, well, it's something I'm choosing to do for me, right? Like, and it's time, it's your precious time, right? Like, I didn't always kind of recognize the mental health component that running brings to my life, like how important it is for me to run by myself sometimes even, so that I can work through thoughts, work through feelings and emotions, and set new goals, and just think and be with myself, right? It's important to have time like that, right? And often, we have time like that through the day. We don't always take advantage of it. Sometimes we turn off our heads, right? Like we're scrolling or we're listening to music, and we're not really using that time to be kind of introspectively productive, right? And it's important because, I suppose it's a connection to awareness of kind of where you're at and how you're feeling, and what's going on in your head and what you want. And if you never take that time to spend with your thoughts, with yourself, where you're fully kind of present and aware of your own self, if that kind of makes sense, you're drifting through life in a daze, in a fog, right? Like you're not really, awareness is, you know, there's a book called The Power of Awareness, I believe is what it's called, isn't it? Yes, no, but that's not the book I'm even talking about. There is that book as well, very good book. It's the Eckhart Tolle book. I can never remember the name of it. It's not The Power of Now, the other one. I'm sure he has more than 2 books, but anyway, that's what it talks about is our coping skills depend on our level of awareness. Our level of, what I mean by level of awareness is, do you know what your goals are? Do you know what you want? Do you know how you feel and what you think and what your opinions are and what's important to you? When you lose connection with these things, that's when all those stupid little things in life bug you. Like that stinking TikTok post yesterday that I shared with you guys, which is almost 800,000 views now. So it's probably going to hit 1 million, which I think is the what am I trying to say? The number that deems it viral. I would say it's viral at this point. It's actually entertaining me now. Someone literally wrote in the comments this morning that they ate McDonald's every day for a year, something like that. I can't remember the exact amount of time, and they've lost 90 pounds. Okay. Like, I can't even. Okay, I got nothing for you. I mean, you can't save them all, right? Anyway, she wasn't talking to me. The post has gotten to the point where people are literally having little mini engagements within the post. So people are arguing with each other, which is perfect. I'm loving that because it takes all the stress and pressure off me, and it means they're not coming at me. And also, like, a lot of people are arguing what I was trying to say. So anyway, tangent there. But like, that's a perfect example. You know, another really good example is traffic. You know, if I can tell if something like traffic gets on my nerves, or just people, if I'm easily irritated, I'm not spending enough time with my own thoughts, grounding myself, and connecting to what is important, right? Because when you lose sight of what is important, all the little things drive you crazy. I mean, that's the thing, right? And a lot of people spend their whole lives disconnected from awareness and what's important and what's real, and go around TikTok attacking people because they're so disconnected, you know? Anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I mean, I know what I'm talking about. No idea why I'm talking about it. Feeling good, you guys. I am back to about my weight from Bigfoot, so that I'm excited about. Feeling amazing. Loving the changes that I'm making. It's, what's the date today? The 19th, is it? Or the 18th? I can't see. I'm feeling super good, but I can't see. Just all of a sudden, I'm pretty sure I need glasses. I have some glasses somewhere. I probably should start wearing them. They're super mild. Like, when I got them, the optometrist was like, you know, you could get them or not get them, but I had a plan. And I got them mostly for night driving, and just for when I'm tired, which I kind of avoid going anywhere at night, so I don't need them. Anyway, I don't even know where they are. I gotta find where they are. But I may need to go get my eyes checked because I'm doing this all of a sudden. I like to make fun of Chris because his font is so large on his phone. And mine is still at the standard settings and I refuse to change it. I'm good with that so far, but like I can't read labels anymore, which is just recent. But you know, I'm getting up there, you guys. Getting up there. All right, I'm gonna grab my bench. I am gonna use my bench. We're doing similar to last week. We might change up a couple things. Hey, Yvonne, I feel like I haven't seen you all week. Yvonne, you probably saw my viral TikTok that's going crazy right now, because that's where Yvonne and I met. We met from TikTok, which that's the only, you know, I remember because I met Yvonne from TikTok. I've made a few friends from TikTok that I remember that TikTok is not a bad place, but there are a lot of, they're everywhere. Honestly, they're everywhere. So I'll tell you another funny story. It's just like, you know, people just feel like they have the right to say whatever they want. And I'm pretty certain none of these people would say these things to the individual in person. Like, I could be wrong. They could be that obnoxious, or rude, whatever you want to call them. But I'm pretty sure they wouldn't. Okay, gotta take this off. We're gonna change it a bit. We're gonna start with back. That way I don't have to get the bench on the bench so quickly. So we're gonna start with rows. Yes, that's exactly what we're gonna start with. Grab weight. Anyway, so I may have told you about my friend. She's not my friend. She's the race director for Bigfoot, the 200-mile I did. So she is a race director. She has 3 200-mile races, and then she has some smaller races as well. So I told you about her when I was doing my streak, my 20K streak. Whew, I think I went up in weight by accident. Yay me. She is doing 50K a day. So she started back in the fall, running 50 kilometers, 32 miles every day, and her goal was to break the world record for 50K. Well, the record was 22 days. She is currently at 70, I think today's day 75, so she's still going. 50 kilometers, you guys, every day since the fall. Almost there. Carry on, carry on. Okay. Isn't that freaking crazy? Anyway, so she just did a 100-mile race. It's in Hawaii. So here's the craziest part. She lives in Colorado. So my thing was like, holy crap, how is she gonna fly to Hawaii for this race? So the day that she flies to Hawaii, she has to do 50K. The day she gets there, she has to do 50K. And then she's gonna run 100 miles, which would cover 2 days of 50Ks, right? Okay, we're going to bench press next. This is the part that's hard. Getting ready quick enough. And then but this is her goal, 50K after running 100 miles. Okay, so crazy, like just insane and so inspiring to me. Anyway, so she posted some pictures. Well, she's in Hawaii, so she's in a tank top and shorts. And she's always been super skinny. She's very, very skinny. But she is looking extremely skinny right now. Well, she's ran 50K a day for 75 days. So I'm sure she's lost a few pounds, but she's not under eating, like she's eating. It's just, it is hard to consume, you know, enough calories, but she's already a really slim person. Anyways, I guess I saw in her story on Instagram today, people had made comments about her weight loss. I thought, okay, bicep curls next. And she said, in her story, kind of said, I want to address, you know, I take no offense. I'm used to these kind of comments being made, but it's just an opportunity to bring up people's lack of manners on social media. And it's just so true, right? Like, whoo! Okay, we're gonna go to shoulder presses. These weights are cold. My hands are freezing. Okay, so we're going to presses. So I want you to make sure you're pressing right up and above your head. And try to, if you can, out of the corner of your eye, see your elbow. Make sure your elbow is beneath your wrist, right? So your elbow and your wrist are like perpendicular to the floor. Feeling these. Whew. Okay, we're going to go to skull crushers next. So back on the bench or the floor. If you don't have a bench, the floor works perfectly fine. I can feel my core from, I guess, yesterday, from the 200 core that Nicole Gallant's making me do. Just kidding. I think we have, nope, that's it. Yep, that's it. I gotta remember what we did for the second round. It's just crazy to me how people think they can literally say anything online to people and attack, like there's no boundaries, right? It's like, you really shouldn't make comments on people's weight when you don't know anything about. And the fact of the matter is, like, what she's doing is she's testing the limits of human potential, right? Like she's pushing boundaries. It's not about being safe and comfortable and healthy, right? Some people were warning her that she might be doing permanent damage. But she's, you know, I think it kind of shows how as a society we really value comfort, safety, and what's the other word? Okay, so we're doing rows. I'm trying to think, like social acceptance, right? Being the same. Autonomy, I don't know. Being the same as everybody else, right? Don't be different, because then you're weird and something's wrong with you. When that's how progress happens. So I'm not finished that book, The Slight Edge, that I was talking about. I'm probably just over halfway through, but I picked it up again yesterday to continue reading it. And he was talking about the importance and the impact of the small things that we do every day, right? Which we talk about a lot, right? Our philosophy or our paradigm, our kind of baseline beliefs is what dictates our results, right? We think it's the actions that we take or don't take, but it's the things that we don't even know we do, the invisible things. And we were kind of talking about this yesterday, but he expresses it so well. So he talked about this one instance where there was a doctor back in the day who thought it was a good idea to wash his hands before he went into surgery. and was ridiculed because all the other doctors were like, that's ridiculous, it's so it's so, you know, why are you so weird? Made fun of him. And the thing was, so many people, the deaths in surgery and in doctors' offices were quite high. I don't remember the stat. I think it was 1 out of 3 women died in childbirth in doctors' offices. So it kind of speculated how women back then would prefer to have babies on the street than in a doctor's office because death was so highly likely in a doctor's office. And so, you know, his point was something like washing your hands, which, you know, now is a big deal, post-COVID especially. But back then, you know, what's the deal with washing your hands? Like, it's just a little thing, right? And yet, they discovered through his, you know, I guess stats or whatnot, people weren't dying, and it was connected to him washing his hands before operating. Yeah, there's a million little things. Like he had about 3 or 4 different scenarios of something small that occurs daily and compounds over time when we stick to it. I'm trying to remember, there was one where he talked about weight loss. And it's really true. Like, if I look at where I was pre-COVID, when I was, you know, in really good shape, training really hard, and really kind of almost like you guys, I feel like it's where I'm at now. My health, my fitness was top priority in my life. And I went through a period where I just struggled with, nothing was working. I think I kind of had adrenal fatigue, which in hindsight, anyways, long story short, I kind of lost my way a little bit and resented some of the things I was sacrificing to be as healthy as possible. And if I look back, it was over the course of a few years that culminated in COVID, of one small change at a time that turned into habits that became consistent, that, you know, luckily I only put on 10 or 15 pounds. But I wasn't healthy, right? Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say really, but all I'm saying is the weight doesn't come on overnight. We feel like it does, right? Like we feel like we look at a bag of chips or a cookie and we gain weight, and that's just not true. What happens is we change little things in our lives, things that we don't think matter, things that are kind of small and insignificant, but we change them and then we stick to them, and they all of a sudden, what happens is, so I would say weight, there's a graph, changes happen like this. So he showed the graph for the penny story, which is compounding a penny daily over the course of 31 days or something like that, and it turns into like $1 million. I can't remember what the numbers were. But anyways, it basically starts out, so on day 1 you have 1 penny, on day 2 you have 2 pennies, on day 3 you have 4 pennies, on day 5 you have 8, 16, 32, so on and so forth, right? So the change in the beginning is very gradual like this. And then all of a sudden, when it gets to like 800,000 turns to, you know, 1,600,000, right? It starts to go like this. And that's what weight gain is like, right? It's like the little things we change and do differently that we don't even think matters, right? But over time they compound, and it feels like you gain weight overnight. The reality is, if you actually are really honest with yourself and you look at your habit patterns, they've changed. I can definitely say, you know, back at some point, I did not drink wine every night. I drank wine, I didn't drink barely at all. You know, like it didn't even cross my mind. I would say I wouldn't say I was a non-drinker because I would drink occasionally, but it wasn't really part of my life. I mean, I certainly didn't drink in a week. And then on weekends, I was usually running early on, you know, Saturdays and Sundays. So Sundays was the only night where I would maybe have an indulgence. But the rest of the week, I was really good. And somewhere along the way, it started to become every weekend. And then, oh, well, maybe I'll just have a glass on a Tuesday. Or, you know, I would start snacking, and it's one little habit that you didn't have a long time ago. Now weight loss works the exact same way. I mean, even for Best Me, for 2 weeks, I was perfect. Like you guys, the only slip up I've had since January 1st, slip up, I say the only deviation that I've had from the program, and it's day 18, was on January 8th when I was calculated about it. I had 2 glasses of wine and I had half a piece of cheesecake. That's it. Other than that, so my point being that I followed the plan to a T and diligently, and the scale didn't budge for 2 weeks. And then over the last few days, the scale has gone down close to 5 pounds. So that's what happens, right? Now, it might not happen in a month. It might be 3 months. It might be 6 months. But what has to happen is those changes have to be made, and you have to stick to them even when you're not seeing results. That's where people go wrong. They think no results. There's no results. It's not working. And we do the same thing with weight gain, right? Like we're like, oh hey, I'm getting away with it. I'm not gaining weight. Well, no, you're not gaining weight immediately. But 6 months from now, your weight goes up over the course of a week, 10 pounds, right? I mean, that's me, right? Like even in the summer, I was feeling really good because I'd done Bigfoot. I was really good weight, and actually for about a week or 2 after, I was eating like a little piggy. I could eat whatever I wanted, and I kept losing weight. So of course I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I'm in that window where my body will just consume anything, and it doesn't matter. But that window closes, and then you know, you don't know when the window closes. You keep eating like that. That's why it's funny, because a lot of runners gain weight when they train for a long distance event, right? They think, oh, I'm going to train for a half marathon or marathon, I'll lose weight. But what happens is they start eating more, and they're actually eating more than they're probably expending. Or one of the interesting things that I kind of stumbled upon was that carbs, I think I talked about this yesterday, carbs cause us to eat more. Like, because they don't satiate us the same, they create hunger. The food packaging industry is bad, right? Like chips. How many of you, chips are like crack cocaine, I'm telling you. You have some chips and you can't stop. And the manufacturers know how to create a product that creates desire, right? So that people can't stop at, you know, a serving. They were talking about, I think it was cheesies they were talking about, and saying how the texture and the way that cheesies are formulated trick your brain into thinking you're not eating, because they kind of dissolve, right? When you eat a cheesy, it sort of dissolves in your mouth, and it triggers your brain to say you didn't have anything, you can have more. It's very clever, right? Like the food packaging industry knows what it's doing, which is, you know, I think, well, if people would follow my advice and stop eating packaged foods and processed foods, you know, they wouldn't have that problem, because guess what? I don't think anybody, you know, overindulges, sits down and eats 7 avocados in a sitting, or a bowl of chicken breast, right? Like nobody, like, eventually you're like, okay, I can't be bothered anymore. Even veggies, like I'll munch on celery sometimes when I'm like feeling a little bit munchy and I just want something. I'll just grab some celery sticks, and it's like, yeah, you can stop eating celery sticks. You don't feel compelled to continue to eat celery sticks. I don't, anyways. And there's really no issue if you do, right? But people aren't over-consuming the foods that are okay to over-consume. Anyway, here I go on my soapbox again, eh? All right, we got one more set, and then we're gonna finish with core, and then I gotta go do my second run with my friend Lori Ann. Okay, so I did heavier on the first set, so that's an improvement. I'm getting there. Guys, I want to be strong for this race. I was supposed to start with the other side. So make sure that back is nice and flat. Okay, the belly's pulled in. You guys getting bored of doing this set? This is the 3rd week we've done this. We'll change it up next week. Sometimes I find I lack creativity for upper body exercises. So make sure that chest is out as well. Remember, sticking that chest out, pulling the belly in, cocking the butt, right? You don't want to put strain on your lower back. So the way you lock your spine is by you cocking your butt, because it'll like kind of hinge the spine into place so that it can't go side to side. Whoops, I grabbed the wrong weights. Okay, you guys, you're supposed to be doing presses, but I grabbed the wrong weights. So I'm just gonna reverse them. Can you guys believe that we're, you know, on the second half of January already? Is it flying for you? Like it's flying for me. January usually is like the longest month of the year. It's so long, and it's going so fast. And I'm not complaining about that one single bit, other than I don't know, no complaints. I'm excited. I can't wait to go back to Florida. I just got back, I know. I want to go, I'm going March 1st, I think I'm leaving. Not 100% sure, but probably that's the day that we'll leave. Me and my little travel buddy Dixon. Okay, bicep curls. think because it's not like, hasn't been a hideously awful winter, the next 2 days look kind of crappy. Just snow, and it's not even crappy to have the snow, it's just more that it's like, makes life a little bit more challenging. But like we really haven't had horrid, like it's been kind of an okay winter so far. So it's like there's, I guess less, that's why January is going so fast, because it's not as hard to take. Almost there. Feeling these. One more. Okay. And then finish with our skull crushers. Bench, and we'll finish with some core. I'm going to grab my stability ball just to challenge myself a little bit today, a little bit extra. So if you have one, you can grab one. If you don't worry. Maybe we're doing your upper body center. I should have mentioned that that's, oh, there's a huge gap. That's always an option as well. Makes it a little harder because you're using your glutes and you got to balance, which, okay. So we're going to start on the ball. I'm going to grab a drink though. I'm also getting a lot more water in, I'm finding. I'm aiming for 3 of these a day, which is 3 liters. Okay, so if you're on the floor, you're going to be in plank on your elbows, and if you're on the ball, you'll be on your elbows. And we're going to do plank rockers. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay. Woo. Okay, set that. We're going to come back to that. Actually, no, we're going to use it right now. Now, you don't have to use this. You can do this with or without the ball. We're going to do leg lifts. 2 sets of 10. Good Lord. Okay. 1. So squeeze. If you have the ball, you're squeezing it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're doing 10 more. Just taking a little moment here. So if you're using the ball, you want to squeeze, and that's going to activate your inner thighs and a little deeper core muscles. Okay, so ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay, if you have a ball, we're gonna do glute bridges on the ball. If you don't have a ball, and these might be hard, I haven't even tried them yet, I just came up with them now because I was lying here. Okay, you can do them on the ball or on the floor. Ready? 10, 9, I'm gonna get my feet situated here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Yes, glutes are part of your core. Basically, chop off your head, your arms and your legs, dark. Chop those all off and you've got your core. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, although I'm feeling these more on my hamstrings. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, that's 60. Okay, we're gonna go to stirs. So we're doing little circles. Now again, if you're on the floor, you can go back to rockers. I think you can't really do the stirs on the floor. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, 1. Okay. Woo! Okay, that's it for that. So that's 80. Okay, I want to do side plank lifts. We'll do 10 per side. That'll get us to 100. Ready? 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Let's do my fave, bicycles. Bicycles are just great for banging out 20. Super easy. Or fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 20 Russian twists. Oh, give me a second. I like to lift my legs now with Russian twists. You feel it. Just, all right, ready? Okay, legs up or down. So this is option 1, option 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chest is up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 140, right? Okay, rowboats. Rowboats suck after doing those two. This, don't you find you start to feel it in your hip flexors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, hip flexors. Okay, let's do spider planks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 20 more. What should we do for our last 20? Whew. Okay, we're going to do 10 plank marches and 10 hip dips. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! We did it. 200 core. We should start a challenge. We should start a challenge for the daily move challenge. A daily double. Double down. Don't just do the minimum. You double down. People will like that, won't they? All right, have an awesome day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again.